Excellent. Who here can say they're going to take home one thing today and put it into their business? Yep. That's what we want. That's all we ask for as presenters. And this is really quite scary looking at all of you right now. Okay. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Angela Purdy, and I have been with Scentsy since about week 3. And I was that person who joined because I liked the products and I thought it will be my way of purchasing for myself. I then, about 3 months in, decided I am going to have a go at this, a real go. I'm going to start to do parties and I'm going to start recruiting people because I'm watching all of these others around me just flourish with this business. And so I stood out the front of my daughter's classroom one day, waiting to pop her into class, which, ladies, if you have children, once they turn 8, they don't like you doing that. So take it while you can get it. And I was standing there having a little bit of a think, who can I ask? Who's going to join for me? Are my friends going to support me? Who should I ask first? How crazy is it going to be? Do I know everything? And I was completely psyching myself out when I saw one of my very close friends who I hadn't seen in weeks. So I went over to her and I said, hey, what have you been up to? You've been absent. We're all worried about you. And she said to me, I've just been real busy, and we started chatting. So the doors open, we drop our kids in and we walk back out, and I said, how about we get the girls together and we have a Scentsy party? And my girlfriend is very blunt. She just looked at me and went, nah. And my internal monologue went crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, she said no. Why did she say no? She didn't even give me a reason. Can't even like try and talk her into it. And I just stood there and then I went like crazy and I said, okay, cool, well, I'll ask you again when you're not so busy in 3 weeks. Started to walk away and out of nerves, said to her, but don't run away from me when you see me at school next time, because I'm going to ask you every day until you say yes. And by the way, I remember where you live. I legit walked to my car going, you idiot, you sound like a psycho. You are that Tupperware lady who calls every freaking day. And I got in my car and I drove home, and you know what I did? I sat in my house and I Facebook advertised and I hid behind my computer, and I thought, Scentsy's not going to be for me. Because what is going to happen if none of my friends will support me? How will I get this out there? And then I spoke to a few other people and I, got out of my bad internal monologue and I got over it. So that brings me to my very first point. Do not be afraid of the word no. We all are. But ladies, it's not a personal rejection. They don't hate you. They have a reason for saying no. We need to connect with them more and find out why. Okay? Everyone has a fear of the word no. Everyone in this room. Absolutely every single one of you. Okay? And you know something else? If they say no, go, well, that's fine. But do you know someone who does not have a warmer in their house? Do you know someone that walks into your home who loves your Scentsy that you think would love to have a party? And I've even been brazen enough, because I'm a little bit pushy sometimes. I've even said, because if you can get me a party right here, right now, let's call them now, I will give you an extra incentive. Okay, and that has worked for me on some occasions. Some ladies look at me and go, really? Really, babe? Come on, let's calm down a bit. Okay, so asking for referrals is okay. You can ask people who say no for a referral. Ask your customers for referrals. Ask your party hosts for referrals. Those people will get you more business and bookings if you first connect with them. Okay, so that brings me to thinking outside of the box. This one's really important, I believe. I think as consultants, we focus too much on having home parties. To be successful, we have to have home parties. We have to do 8 a month, and oh my God, I am not getting that, so I must be failing. how about we look at it in this way? How about we think, oh, well, I have gotten 4 individual orders, so I'll count that as one party. Or how about I get 3 baskets out and see them as parties? Or how about I go to someone's home and I do a sip and sniff and I get those people to invite 2 or 3 people with them. That's a party, ladies. So stop thinking that a party has to be a home showcase. It doesn't have to be. Think outside of the box. Go to cafes and have a little showcase there. Take orders from people who are at the cafe. There's lots and lots of different ways to have parties. I'm just going back to my notes because I've definitely gone off track like I always do. Okay, so seek bookings out. This one is what we call stepping out of our comfort zone. Because if you are asking your friends and family and you're going around and around in circles and you're noticing your parties are getting smaller because everyone already has everything and they're not booking again, you need to get out of your comfort circle and seek new customers. And there are lots of ways we can do that, as Jamie touched on this morning. So what I do is I get out of my house. I put this thing down. That's hard for me. I put that down and I leave it at home. And I go to my friends' homes and I meet their friends and I connect with them on a personal level. I go out and volunteer in my community. I meet people that way. And I don't talk about Scentsy when I do these things. Not at first. I make a personal connection. Because for me, it's about the groundwork that I do and the connections I make to then bring it up to them at another time and place. I also go to businesses, schools, playgroups, kindies, daycares, and I offer fundraisers. Fundraisers allow us to get Scentsy out to people who may never have come in contact with you. They may only purchase something small, but that is something to follow up on, as Nikita touched on this morning. That person who bought 1 bar at a fundraiser could end up being your next recruit. They could end up being your next party host. And then when you're at the party, you get more bookings this way. Okay? So the next big thing, this is my biggest thing, is customer service. Who here sends out a host pack 2 weeks before the party if you have time? There's not a lot of hands up. We need to start doing that, and you need to make them fun. You need to make them interactive. You need to start communicating. Call them, speak to them, give them ideas on how they can get their party to be amazing. We really need to touch on host coaching a little bit more. That is part of your host coaching, sending out your party packs to them. And then packaging. This is where I fall over. I'm someone who does the party. I go home, I put my order through, and then I let everyone know it's through. I give them updates on shipping, and then I deliver, and then afterwards I am like the worst at follow-up. You are too? So that's something I'm going to fix when I go home. But all of my packages come beautifully wrapped, and if I have the time, I drop them off personally with a handwritten card in there. People remember those little things. All of my customers comment about my packaging and say, oh my God, it was so beautiful. So small things like that with your customer service will make you more memorable and will make people want to spend more time with you in your Scentsy journey. Okay, so let's talk about our Scentsy parties and our host rewards. Who here uses the rule at your party to speak about host rewards at least 3 times? Do you consciously do that? We all need to. How are you supposed to get a booking from that party if your guests do not know what they can benefit from? Everyone has no comment on that. It's really, really important. Why would I have a party with you if I think I'm getting nothing from it? Think about that. So if I'm standing in front of 20 people at a party and the host has this amazing big party, you know what I do? I stand up front and I say, did you know that your host earned this today? Did you know that she wanted a wish list that cost $400 because you should have that ready because that's in your host pack, but she's going to get it all for $95 today? Will that not then pique your interest as a guest and say, oh geez, I ordered $200 today, well maybe you should book a party. All right, so always speak about your host rewards. Inform people of the benefits of booking a party or a basket party or even an individual sit down with you and her and one of her friends. There is always a reason to have a party booking as a guest, from a guest perspective. Okay. I'm going to touch on a little party game that I sometimes play, and it's called host stacking. So I find people are very visual. So at a party, I'll have the host come up and the previous host items or similar items, I will stack up onto her. So she sits on a chair and I walk over and I say, so before we start, I just want to let everybody know about our host rewards. And this is what my previous host received at her last party. Now she's not here today because she's not within this circle of friends, but this is what she got. She got a warmer, a buddy, and I stack the bars up and I get the host who's sitting there in a chair to hold all of it. And then at the end, I say, do you know the retail value of this? And I get people to guess. And then I say the retail value, and I say, who wants to guess at how much she paid for all of this? And they all stand there and they give their little, their guess. And then I tell them. That gets the mind ticking over. That guest then starts thinking, well, I wouldn't mind all of that for $85 or $95 or whatever the amount is. So it primes them for wanting to book a party. But you then need to continue that conversation by speaking to them one-on-one when you're taking their orders, when you're calling them to let them know that their party order has been placed, and also when you're dropping off and delivering. And who here talks about perpetual party rewards to their host? Yep, a few of you. So your party host should know about perpetual party rewards. She should be talking to her friends about that. Hey, did you know if you booked a party today, I get an extra half-priced item? So yay me, how about you book a party? It is what happens. Okay, so you need to really inform your host about their rewards for having a party with you, because once they realize the free things and the great incentives, they speak to their friends about it, and friends can really bully friends into doing what they want. Okay? Alright, so perpetual party reward. I'm just scanning because I've gone completely off my notes. Alright, so here are some ideas for you to get new customers and therefore leading to new bookings. Walk into that business you walk past every day to take your children to school or go to work to. How many of you walk past at least 3 blocks of businesses every day to go to work and never walk inside and offer a free warmer and some bars to play with? A lot of you. I know I don't. It's scary. But we have to get over that fear of rejection and start talking to people. Book a market. This one. Oh, this one. The amount of markets I have found and offered to my team, and they have all gone, don't want it. Couldn't be bothered. I had kids that day. Send it this way. Your markets are how you get your face out there in your community. Your market is an amazing place to meet people, to connect with people, to show them what we sell. People that you probably will never speak to because you're at work or they go to different schools, it's school drop-off. You need to start doing markets and fairs and start becoming visual. And I don't mean by wearing a Scentsy shirt or putting a Scentsy sticker on the back of your car and driving around town. That's not being visual. You need to be out there and speaking to people. When someone puts a post on Facebook and says, does anyone know a Scentsy consultant in town? Your face should be the first one that pops into their mind because you're out there. You're connecting with people in your community. So if I ever hear of you knocking down a market, you better believe I'm coming to your home. Okay, so put up flyers and notice boards, advertise in your school newsletters, call past customers and ask if they would like to have a party. Change up your parties and do theme parties. So I do this quite regularly. I have done a Mad Hatter's party where everyone came with a crazy hat and we had high tea. And in fact, I brought teacups and I placed a spoonful of washer whiffs, or just under a spoonful of washer whiffs, into each teacup with water, because I found people found smelling washer whiffs straight out of the bottle very overwhelming. I ended up selling, who would like to guess how much in washer whiffs I sold that day? $1,500 worth of washer whiffs. Everyone bought like a 6-pack and bought 2 or 3 fragrances. And all I did was focus on laundry that day. All right? You can offer people theme parties, make it fun, make it engaging. Show them that you're fun and engaging. They want to have a party. They want to hang out with their girlfriends and have a great day. Make their day great. Don't just stand in front and go, this is what we do. We do wellness and wax. Oh, and laundry. We do that too. Has anyone heard wash whiffs? They're amazing. I pass the bottle around. Okay, think of innovative ways to showcase your products. Mad Hatter's party is still being spoken about. The next one I did was with this same group of ladies, actually, was a pajama party in the middle of the day. That was fun. So, and we did body products that day. You don't even want to know how much of that they bought. Use your list of 100. This is really important. I never did this because, like I said, I started a bit late. But on the first day you join, you need to write your list of 100. And you need to highlight 10, and then the next 10 in a different color, and you need to call 10 at a time. 100 is way overwhelming. But you can call 10 people in a week and ask them, speak to them, let them know what you've started doing in your life. Let them know why you've joined Scentsy. Let them know why you want them to support your business. That list of 100 is amazing because guess what? When they say no, what are you going to do? Go to the next one. Or ask for a referral or 2 or 3 referrals. They're your friends that you're calling. If your friends don't want to do it because they're scared out of their mind that no one will show up, you better believe that they have 3 or 4 people that they will dob in on their list. Okay? So that list of 100 is really amazing to get you kick-started. So, thank you very much for listening. I hope I've given you at least one piece of information you can take home with you and share with your teams. And I hope you have a lovely day, and please travel home safely.